Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into the Nintendo Drive. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Or if you're getting cozy and listening to us on your podcast feed, make sure you're following and leaving us nice reviews. You can also support the show on Patreon and pick up some awesome merch. Links to those and more are in the description, but let's get the show started.
Oh my goodness. It is a good day. It is a good night here, live on youtube.com/carpoolgaming. You got Seth here. We're here to talk about that Nintendo Direct. I'm joined by the weatherman on the moose, Ryan Turford. What's up, Ryan?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me, Seth. I really appreciate you having me come on today to talk all about all the Metroid news we got today. I am so excited to talk about Metroid Prime Remastered 2 and 3, Metroid Prime 4, somehow a new 2D Metroid game. We're going to talk about all that stuff. I'm so excited, Seth.
Oh yeah, the embarrassment of riches we have as Metroid fans.
I can't even say that with a straight face. I can't. Well, you're killing me, Seth.
Yeah. Well, we did get some really good stuff at the Nintendo Direct this morning. Of course, you live reacted to it. Right here on YouTube, Ryan. So you've had some firsthand experience as well. Shout out to everybody watching us in the chat right now, youtube.com/carpoolgaming. Big thanks to everybody hanging out. Sean will be here in short order. Sean's coming in hot. So Sean will pop in here at a certain point when you least expect him. But I don't know, Ryan, like I don't even know where to begin. This Direct, I guess, should we just start with like some top level thoughts or something? Like, where are you at with this?
Well, especially because we know Sean will probably be here in 5 minutes. So we should probably start with top level thoughts here, just to kind of wait until Sean gets here before we bask in the glory that was this Nintendo Direct. Before we really dive deep on Fae Farm and everything we saw
on Fae Farm. Yeah,
exactly. Top level thoughts. It's one of those things where I was initially disappointed because there were not as many games from me specifically that were there, but I also think it was a great showcase overall because it really solidified Nintendo's fall release. We were kind of worried about Nintendo having games this fall, just in general. We didn't know anything beyond Pikmin 4, so actually having just a ton. Now we have a glut of Nintendo things this fall. So I think it's now an embarrassment of riches. So I think it was a good showcase overall, even though I know that I'm not going to be picking up everything that we saw. I do think there was definitely something here for everyone. But what did you think, Seth?
Oh my gosh, this was a great one for me. I ate well in this one, Ryan. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because you're right. Coming into this, we didn't know anything that Nintendo had going on beyond Pikmin. We're like, what's going on this fall? I'll be honest with you, and maybe this was me just being like cynical or pessimistic or something, but I completely expected us to just coast on Zelda. Cool, we're set. We'll get our side order Splatoon DLC. We're going to get our Pokemon DLC, and that'll be it. But no, man, like they come out with this thing, and it is not a partner showcase, not a Nintendo Direct Mini, like a full-sized 40-minute Direct with major announcements for games coming this year. Like, I could not be happier to be wrong. I don't think ever in my life. And it was great.
Yeah, again, like it's gonna actually, I think in a lot of ways, it's really going to reflect in our predictions how wrong we truly were about this showcase. Like how our expectations were one thing, but what we got it was totally different. Because to your point, Seth, I was expecting this showcase to honestly be most third-party stuff and have like a couple Nintendo announcements, but having it and we'll get into it when we get into it. We'll find out it's mostly first party, which I did not expect going into it yesterday. When coming up with
me either. I was totally blown away by that. Like I completely thought that, I thought this would be like a, maybe a couple little things. Like I think I was talking last night here on the Nintendo Drive, like just talking about like maybe we'll get like a Kid Icarus Uprising port, like something, just a little taste, like a little snack to tide us over. But I was like, but the meals are being saved for 2024, clearly. Not the case. We got some some big games coming out this year, like pretty soon, and I couldn't believe it.
Some that I couldn't believe are real games until we saw them on the screen today. We'd heard of it, we'd seen the rumblings on Twitter for some of these, and I thought Twitter was drunk and did not know what it was talking about. But we got to see some good stuff there. Look, I know you're laughing because I said a boot instead of about. Okay, Seth.
It's okay.
It's a very Canadian thing. I'm also. I have to remind you, Seth. I'm on podcast 3 of 3 today.
Oh,
including the Nintendo Direct. Oh, and I also played an entire playthrough of Super Metroid on stream today too. So.
Did you just play the whole thing?
Yeah, I just played the whole game. It only took 2.5 hours to beat the whole game. So
well, there you go. We got some Metroid today
with
fans.
66% item collection, I might add as well. Of course, I got the best ending set. That's how this works.
Oh snap! Good on you. Okay, well, I don't know when Sean's. I don't want to go too far ahead without him being able to give his thoughts, but but man, at the same time, I'm just itching to like get into some of this stuff.
It's true. Well, what we could do, Seth, we could play a little game. I could describe it because
please.
I can give you some trivia from James Cameron's Dark Angel season 1, now available on DVD. We go through kind of the back of the box description here of this DVD
I would love
set.
nothing more.
Delay until Sean's arrival, because that's kind of what we do on the Nintendo Drive, Seth. We mostly just
we just hang out.
We go in the roundabout kind of circle here.
We pin it. We keep them waiting, keep them wanting more.
Yeah.
It's the Seinfeld of Nintendo podcasts. It's the show about nothing. That's really what it is.
Yeah. No, I guess we don't know when Sean's going to show up, so we might as well dive at least a little bit into it.
Get into it a little bit.
Like maybe we save like the more important announcements, because we can talk about some of the smaller stuff now. Like we can talk about, for example, the Splatoon announcement we got, Seth.
That was weird, wasn't it? Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like coming into this, I was like, oh, clearly, like we're gonna get the the side order DLC is gonna get like a release date. No, didn't see hide nor hair of that, but we sure did hear about a new Splatfest.
We learned that we are all going to fight over what is the best, vanilla, strawberry, or mint. It's coming up. Please be excited for. When we were watching that on stream, I'm like, so they're not announcing the DLC. They're announcing this is it. That's it. Why? Why is this even here? I don't understand.
It was kind of bizarre. Like there were even a couple, like there are a few things like that where they just kind of like threw it in there as a little bit of a head scratcher, and like I don't really understand like A, why it was in there, and B, like why now? Like there are a couple things like for example, right? They teased, I'm sure we can get into this later when Sean's here, because I'm curious what his thoughts are, but they showed like 10 seconds of that Princess Peach game and then said like, please be excited, we'll talk to you later about it. I was like, okay, kind of odd.
It's cool to know about, but we literally don't know what genre it's in or what it's about or what it's called. It's a game that exists. Like, at least with Luigi's Mansion, when they gave like the tiny tease for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, it's a game that we already know exists because it's a remaster. And they just flat out told us, it's Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. We'll see you in 2024. At least with that, we at least know that's a known quantity.
Right.
But that Princess Peach game right before, like I'm intrigued because I thought about it for a long time. Like it would be awesome to see a new Princess Peach game because we had that one Super Princess Peach. That game was really good. And we haven't really had like a Peach game since then. So I thought it'd be cool to have a new Peach game. And
absolutely. Well, hey, there he is.
Look who's here.
He is.
I made it. What I miss? Oh my gosh. Nintendo Direct.
Started.
We were talking about
we
were picking our ice cream flavors for the Splatoon Splatfest.
Who cares?
Vanilla, strawberry, or mint, Sean? What side are you on?
Where are you at, Sean?
Strawberry, mint, and what was
vanilla?
Strawberry. 1,000% strawberry.
Couldn't be vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. God forbid. It has to be.
No one likes chocolate, Seth, but everyone likes vanilla and mint. And
I think
strawberry.
mint is a good. Mint would be my second choice. My second choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been mint chocolate.
Yeah. It's true.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been. None of us predicted Splatoon, y'all.
That's true.
We weren't even thinking about Splatoon.
Well, again, like Seth and I, to catch Sean up on what he missed, you didn't miss much because I was talking to Seth about James Cameron's Dark Angel season 1, now available on DVD. And that's how we were stalling for time until your arrival.
Thank you. I just got home. Like I just did a costume change. I'm coming in hot, screeching in sideways. I made it.
You're not wearing the suit anymore.
But I also got a drink too. I had to get a drink.
Oh yeah,
dollar drink days are back.
Dollar drink days are back. And I mean, I got one as well. But more importantly, Chelsea really wanted some, so I was on my way home. Just got the thing. Yeah, good to see you guys. Good to see you. Oh my goodness gracious, this is exciting.
It's a great day. Well, Sean, Ryan, and I already gave sort of our top level thoughts. You chime in, my friend. What are your top level thoughts on this direct?
I don't believe it's real. Like I think that might be the best way to say it. Like this is, and they just kept going, and it just, it's unbelievable. And I was on my way home today, listening back to our predictions yesterday, Seth, and there's so many things that you said. I don't know if you've discussed this already, but not only on your predictions, but like you would reference strong rumors. Like you were on the ball, dude, on Detective Pikachu and on Super Mario RPG. You were absolutely just, finger on the pulse on it. And so, yeah, this is one of the best. This will go down as one of the best directs ever. I know that you're super hyped on Super Mario Wonder. I think it looks just bonkers. You know what though? What I'm bringing into it, and it's not fair to this game, is my old feelings for new Super Mario Bros. I need to disconnect. I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. But I'm probably getting ahead of myself. You're looking for overall thoughts.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
this is a dream state. This is better than I ever could have imagined what we would get. Peach game, Vampire Survivors. Like, there's a lot of other stuff in here that if we're going line by line, that didn't register for me, but it doesn't matter. Like it does. I don't even care. Right. Who cares?
I mean, it also had the power of Fae Farm powering it.
Fae Farm was in there too, dude. WarioWare, like I have to check my spreadsheet if I officially not that I was right about it, but I think at the very end I was going to predict.
I was gonna say that was an honorable mention. You said, I think.
Well, what happened was
like a WarioWare 99 or something, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so I was going to do like a Zelda HD kind of all-stars thing, switched it to WarioWare 35, and Seth, you were saying like WarioWare is not going to be here at all. So I
didn't think so.
Yeah,
it was a surprise for me. I thought maybe there would be a Wario Land or something, maybe. Even that was a little far-fetched, but like when WarioWare Get It Together came out, I was like, cool. Like
that's the one for Switch.
That's the one. I'm like thrilled it even exists at all. Like it's a small miracle that we have this, and now we're getting another one on Switch.
I think a better one. I think this one is going to be even.
It's smooth moves too.
It's smooth moves too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yep.
I mean, they were literally one step away from literally calling it just smooth moves.
In Japan, it's called like super smooth moves.
Yeah.
Like
is it really?
Exactly. Yeah. Like they were like that close to just calling it like.
Oh, they should have. I love it. Yeah. Totally. And I was right about Persona Tactics being on there. That's the tactics game that I predicted. I did Final Fantasy Tactics.
I don't even remember. Sean, do you have our predictions from last night in front of you? Because I don't remember all of them.
The
spreadsheet.
Yes. Do you want me to just kind of, because your last one was Detective Pikachu 2. Or you said early 2024, which you guys have to remind me the finer details.
It was October.
Yeah, like it's soon. Part of your prediction was the first game is available. Meow, were your words.
Should be.
So kind of blend those two together, and you got this one.
That's like
coming
a
soon.
5.
Yeah. So that one was worth 12 points when Lachlan and I put our things together here. You said Wario Land is here. Absolutely not NSO, if you might recall.
In fact, I think I said no NSO whatsoever.
You did say that because to my comments about Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3. Yes, you did reply.
I was going to say both you and I, Sean, had NSO predictions, and there was literally nothing for NSO.
Nothing there, dude. Which is that's actually. I think that's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because I think some people could see NSO stuff being sort of like padding. Yeah. Kind of like Mario Kart did feel a little.
Yeah.
And again, we're getting into it, but that's okay.
Well, like Seth and I talked about it beforehand. Like when you look at our predictions, it paints a very different picture of what we were expecting this showcase to be.
Totally.
Versus what it ended up being, where it's like, there's no way they could possibly do the kind of like the direct of dreams kind of thing. That there's no way all like
kind of is,
and all that stuff was there. And it turned out it was all there.
And Babar is there. The elephant in the room is a Mario game, dude. It's like one of my favorite moments of this show this year. Babar and Mario turns it for no reason. There's nothing in there that's like there's nothing alluding to, pointing to, hinting at elephants at all. Never. And why not turn him into an elephant? Yep. And you see him like at one point he like yeets a Goomba just like with his trunk, just like
like get out of the way, Goomba.
Dude, there's so much to break down on that game alone. Seth, I was curious how many times you've watched and rewatched that part of the trailer for Super Mario for Wonder.
Yeah, that one I've probably seen that trailer like 15 times at least so far.
Yeah, there were stuff I've only watched it twice. The one time I was watching along, I was in a meeting, but watching Ryan's stream as well, so I could see what was happening, but I couldn't hear anything that was happening. And then when I watched it again just now, and even then, I couldn't really watch it. I was driving home, so it was kind of on my little thing.
Dangerous.
But I was parked when I saw the yeet, and also what seems to be. You guys have to remind me what game this first happened in. I think it was a Wario Land game. The foreground and the background thing.
Oh yeah.
There's one part in that trailer where like Peach is like in the foreground and the other characters are in kind of in the main ground. You know what I mean?
That was very much a Little Big Planet thing. I remember that. That was memorable for that game.
Which one? Little Big Planet?
Little Big Planet.
Yeah, and
the foreground and the background.
Yeah, and Jules used to do that with Mutant Muds as well.
Mutant Muds, Zeo Drifter had that too.
Yeah. But I feel like that was inspired by maybe Wario Land, maybe something else.
There definitely is. Like Wario Land would have those, but it would be like it would be like a Mutant Muds thing where it's like quite a bit further.
Totally.
This seemed like kind of close. Like it was in the background, but it was like kind of closer too. Like it was almost like just barely in the background. It was strange.
I love it. There's so much to unpack there, man. Oh, dude. Yeah, so thank you for getting started without me. Sorry to be disruptive here, but man, what a day for Nintendo fans. Like this is the one, like I didn't get a chance to sit down with Lincoln. I cannot wait to watch this with Lincoln because WarioWare in particular has taken over this household like for months and months and months. That's the one that we play together. And they're like, they don't even know about motion controls, I don't think. Like they're gonna love it. They're
gonna learn.
Oh, the Super Mario, the Super Fun Happy Slide from Mario 64. Yes. That's what we used to call it, Super Fun Happy Slide. Oh man, so good.
So in order to prepare them for the motion controls here, what you need to do, Sean, first is have them play the hit new game Everybody 1-2 Switch. So then they'll learn how motion controls work with that hit game, and then from there you transition them.
You know what? I'm not going to close my mind to it. I heard some people say it looked pretty cool, so why not?
That's why I actually think, I'm not even kidding, I actually think that might be a good idea.
Seth, you did not predict this specifically, but it might have been in your honorable mentions or somewhere. You had wanted some rhythm game.
Yeah.
And the rhythm game we got is a pigeon rhythm game.
Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts. That's why I feel like this isn't real. Like I must be sleeping right now.
Right.
This is crazy. Yes, we got Lockleth and you just like smashed together. We got Pigeon Brain rhythm game. You got Babar which is me in here. Like this can't be real. Sense. This cannot be real. This is the most Nintendo Drive Direct of all time, I think. Amazing.
I don't even understand it. And you see too what came in behind me there on my shelf, Sean.
Yes,
what came in the mail today.
Bobby shows up today. Mm-hmm.
It is all
Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, it's like the Carpool Gaming Nintendo Drive Direct, dude. Like it's crazy. The amount of manifested things in this Direct is crazy.
And we're doing something right. I love also, I didn't see your guys' names jumping into Melon here. So I made sure to be Sean Capri RPG, Seth here, Super Seth Bros Wonder, and Met Ryan Prime, which, you know, Ryan, Metroid didn't show up here.
Nothing works with Ryan, okay? In that way, I try.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not. It's just the Metroid reference that.
Of course,
you're really trying to shoehorn in here.
I mean, just so because I've got that copy of Metroid Prime Remastered always in view.
Speaking of Metroid, Ryan's first two predictions. The first prediction, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are shown. Metroid Prime 2 Shadow drops. And then the third one comes on August 25th with physicals later. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4 reemerges. Full gameplay trailer comes out February 16th, 2024, and there are special editions.
The fact that there was no Metroid at all, Sean,
no Metroid,
actually really surprised me, because I feel like even though Metroid Prime 4 was the long shot, with remastered earlier this year, I thought it was a lock that we were going to get at least Prime 2.
Oh man, I'm so happy because Ryan, you and I do the Xbox Drive together. We in fact did it earlier today. I was in fact in my car, which is why these shows are called the drives anyways. No Metroid Prime 4. I might be putting my foot in my mouth here. I think we just got the full slate of Nintendo games for the rest of this year. Yeah. So like Bad Bit, who does the Fantasy Critic against the Xbox Drive, is totally hooped. We totally crushed it with that counter pick.
I still think that there is a possibility at the September Direct or whatever the next Direct is, that there's still a chance for Prime
this
2.
year.
Prime 2 might still drop as a shadow drop or something. But beyond that, you're absolutely right. I think it might be February of next year before we see Metroid again, because Prime 2 and 3 have to come out at some point. Or I still think, especially after today, Sean, with the Luigi's Mansion announcement, I'm still holding out hope that there's a possibility they actually go back to Metroid Return of Samus one day and bring that to Switch at some point.
There, even just like porting over the 3DS game like that.
Yes, we talked about that. Open. You said you thought that was going to happen. You thought we were going to start to see that, and there's Luigi's Mansion, which was on my mind yesterday. That's a big time regret that I didn't log Luigi's. I would have been wrong. I wouldn't have looked back to the 3DS. I would have said something like Luigi's Mansion 4 or something like that. So man, shoot, I feel like, Ryan, I feel like you deserve maybe a little bit of credit though. Like you had a couple of predictions. You had Shining Force strategy RPG and Lunar Games something.
It's a role-playing game series.
But you got Star Ocean.
Star Ocean is coming.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I didn't put that in my predictions because that trademark leaked early, so I knew it was coming. But actually the main, and just to give myself, in my defense kind of thing, the main reason I actually put together the Ryan wish list of RPGs for my predictions was mainly because since I wasn't on the show, I wanted to make sure I had predictions that didn't overlap with y'all. So that's why I made sure, because I knew no one else here was going to predict that there was a new Shining Force game or a new Lunar game was coming. Or one of my honorable mentions that Seth didn't have time to read yesterday was a new Valkyria Chronicles game was announced here. Like those were the kind of predictions that I had. Because I knew that, there was a possibility we might see them, but no one else would guess them, kind of thing. Because you're right, like we kind of knew like Super Mario RPG was going to be a thing, which is why I didn't mention anything about it yesterday. Which I'm excited for us to talk about. But Star Ocean, man, I'm so blown away by that. In fact, I don't know if you saw in the Discord, Sean, in the RPG Cave section, where Square Enix put up a collector's edition for that.
Good God!
I was talked into getting it.
Gosh, the collector's editions this year are out of control, man. It is so you'll love to see it. We're gonna have to have another conversation about this. I think I asked the question of the PlayStation Drive earlier this week. Is this the best game of video games? If not this year, then what year? Like, I feel like we might have to come together for some sort of carpool gaming special episode, something. Maybe it's for the YouTube, like to rank these years, dude, because I don't know if there's a better year than this year. This might be it. This might be the best year of all times.
There's that. 2017 was really good. 1994, another fantastic year. 2007.
There are great years. That's the whole point of the conversation.
I think we need to have a bigger conversation about it.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Pin it.
Carpool Gaming presents.
Put it on the whiteboard, Sean.
Put it on the whiteboard. That's what it's for. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's actually putting it on the whiteboard, Seth. I didn't actually expect this. Now we need to somehow fill the space.
That's okay.
Just so you know, on this box set of James Cameron's Dark Angel Season 1, now available on DVD, some of the featurettes include audio commentary on selected episodes, 3 behind the scenes featurettes, including one with James Cameron himself.
I love it.
Audition tapes, a blooper reel, and of course a promo for James Cameron's Dark Angel video game trailer.
You left Ryan
away
alone
for
one
second.
second. Yep, that's what happens.
I had to fill the show, Sean. You know, we the show must go on, as the old adage might say.
All right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't even. Where do y'all want to even start? Like we danced around a lot of things, but like
I feel like we should just go to let's go to the start of the show and let's just go in order.
In order?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's just do it. Shout out to Jarden in the chat. We're reading. We're going. Yarden is now Jarden, and the Johns are Yawns.
Yarden. If Sean leaves again, then I can give you more facts about James Cameron's Dark Angel season 1 now available on DVD.
We need to break into that home and take that away from you.
It's all you say this, but Matt Sawinski, I have it on record. He might also have a copy of James Cameron's Dark Angel season
my God.
now available on DVD.
Hang on, I'm gonna check my local library. I'm gonna check my library. Can I get this from the library?
Go ahead and rent
What have
that
we
one
done?
out.
What is this show?
Okay. Well, they began the show with, of all things, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC trailers. Please be
Weird
excited.
trailers, by the way. Like
strange trailers, no dates even, like no real new information
they had the
beyond
dates at the end of, or I should say that they had the release windows at least.
Right, which we already knew. We already knew it was going to be, you know, there's no I expected at least like a hard date for one of them, like for the first one, something. Now we saw like some, like, you know, one of them, if you have Violet, you get like a palm, like little like nuggets of information like that, but a very, I thought, strange way to open the direct. Like just a weird, especially since Pokemon normally does their own thing. Like they normally do their own Pokemon Presents. So it just seemed like a strange place to put it, especially when the game is still not working properly.
Right. One day it'll work though. Or the people will buy it anyway, Seth, regardless of whether or not it works. That's the mentality here, because you're absolutely right. Like it's hard to get excited for a DLC for a game that doesn't work.
That was like when we started with that, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was when I was like, oh no, like this isn't gonna be a great one, is it? Especially
because it wasn't even a short trailer. It was like 4.5 minutes. Yeah. There you go, Sean.
Oh, there you go, Sean. Dark Angel.
Dark Angel. Important update for audio listeners. I have confirmed a hold at my local library. Dark Angel, the complete first season. I am first in line.
Oh, I love it.
I'm first in line. I'm next.
You're not fighting anybody over that?
No, apparently not.
Excellent. But yeah, so yeah, you're right. Like Seth, we had jokes actually in the chat, being like, does this DLC give you added textures to the trees and things like that? Like it's tough to be excited for Pokemon DLC when it's, you know, the trailers are that abstract about what you're actually getting from them, combined with the fact that we don't really know when they're coming out and the fact that the game's still broken.
Yep. Not a great start. It felt like sort of like an obligatory placement, because even though like they went in afterwards to go like, and now let's start with our headlines. It was I don't know, it was a weird thing. It was music only. Like there was nothing. It was like, I don't even know if there was sound effects.
There was no sound effects. It was music only.
It was very short. I honestly had to check my phone because I was watching it. That like, is something wrong? Like, am I missing like a vocal track or something? Like, yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
All right.
And like a long segment too. I'm just looking at the YouTube video's timestamp. That's the first like 4.5 minutes of 10% the direct
of the 40 minutes. Yep.
That's so strange. I don't know if that was just like a contractual thing, if it's just like a please be excited thing or what, but yeah, I don't know. That didn't really do much for me. And then like another kind of like, you know, the first several announcements were kind of strange. Like from there we went to Sonic Superstars,
which looked great, by the way, because we got new footage from it and I thought it looked great.
No, yeah, I think it looks great. Like I'm really into it. But you know, and it was new footage, and it's nice to see the game running on Switch, I think, for the first time.
Yep.
And so it's cool to see it here, but like at the same time, that no new information there either, no new date, still just fall. You know, so
and at that point in the, like, not that this is really a whole lot of time in, I started to make up my mind, like maybe Nintendo just wanted to have like a Us 2 kind of direct, like, you these games you already know about, but just so you know, you should be thinking about Nintendo over the summer. Like, it's kind of what I thought we were in for. Maybe that's by design. They kind of lull us into like I don't know, like Sonic's a big deal though. Like that game looks great for people who like Sonic.
Well, not only that too, like it's good for Sega to have that deal with Nintendo for that, because it just gets so many more eyeballs on that game.
Yep.
And a lot of people like who only turn to Nintendo Directs who are nostalgic for Sonic, I think, or for a game like that. I think like it's going to be up their alley. Like I got very excited when I saw that trailer, because being the longtime Sega and Sonic fan that I am, like I love Sonic's 2D games. Other than Sonic 4, they've all really appealed to me, and this one looks like it's going to be like straight up my alley. Like, I'm just like, please inject that in my veins whenever it's ready. I'm so down for that game.
Ryan, earlier this week I bought 17 games on the eShop. You know how many of those were Sonic games?
None, because I was there, Sean.
None.
You could have bought the Sonic games, and then you would have actually felt proud of yourself for buying good games.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they then went into this game Palia, which I'd never even heard of. Lockleth was tracking this, actually. I'd never heard of it. Lockleth said that apparently they've been working on this for a really long time, and like here it is coming to Switch this holiday. Kind of looks like an MMO, farming sim sort of thing. So
I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
can't wait for Lockleth to play it.
I mean, they used cozy in the headline text, so you could definitely tell what they were going for here.
Lockleth written all over it.
There should be like part of our predictions in the future is like a cozy counter. How many times?
I actually debated yesterday when I was doing my predictions, having that as one of my predictions. How many
over
like
under?
What percentage of this showcase would have been cozy games?
Totally
cozy.
Cozy.
From Cozy. From there, we got a new little trailer for Persona 5 Tactica, another known quantity.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you guys, really surprised that this didn't, because I was like, this is going to be right after this Persona 3 Reload coming to Switch. That's been kind of leaked.
I don't think that game's actually coming to Switch. Now, I'm seeing more evidence to actually go against the grain, because even though PlayAsia has listed it for Switch and they say it's not a mistake, the Japanese marketing cycle has already started for Persona 3 Reload. Like, they have like advertisements on buses and stuff like that in Japan, and the Switch logo ain't there. So if they're doing that now, I don't see why they would do this giant marketing cycle with like billboard ads and stuff for this game in Japan without having with then adding the Switch logo later. So unless this game is coming to Switch like late next year or something like that, like I don't think this is on Switch at launch at this point.
So strange.
It's okay. It's okay, because we're going to get whatever the next is, Switch 2 or whatever's next. And a lot of the games that are going to come to that are Switch games or games during the Switch generation that didn't make it. Just like the Batman game.
Yep.
Just like the Batman games we got.
Just like the Batman Arkham City Armored Edition on the Wii
360 PS3 games. Finally.
Yes.
We're finally getting them. Yep. Finally getting them on Switch, baby. Let's go. You know what though? I'm kind of
They're great games. Dude, I am too. I'm actually not slamming it. It's just funny to think about like Nintendo's place in video games and in third parties and stuff like that. But those games are pardon the pun, but they're rock solid, dude. I know Rocksteady makes the games. Like those are some of the best of all time. It's just like the BioShock collection. Like those are seminal games. Those are almost must play for nearly everyone. Like unless you solely play the cozy games, I think those are great. Whether you're into comic book characters, superheroes, or whatever, those are amazing games. All three.
This is why, Sean, I'm actually excited for Switch 2 when we finally get the port of Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
It's kind of what I was thinking about too.
Because at this point we've only got Mass Effect 3 on Wii U, and that's it. Like I think Legendary Edition will run pretty well on Switch 2. So
yeah, and I'll buy it again there and play the first game and not the other two. Apparently,
I might actually do that too.
Oh man,
yeah, it was, but there was like a lot of that kind of stuff early on the direct. There's also this game Myth Force, which is like a first-person Saturday morning cartoon. Like it looks like the old Dungeons and Dragons cartoon a little bit. you know, as a
Mhm.
first person game.
Definitely had a He-Man reference in there.
I was just about to
For
say
sure.
it's unlicensed He-Man game is
Mhm.
what I referred to it as.
I think it was
Yeah.
Garrett was in the chat when you were streaming it going,
Yeah.
who's the developer of it? How do you say it?
Aspire?
Aspire, yeah.
He goes, ew, Aspire.
Yeah.
Because we know that Aspire is kind of in trouble at the moment as far as like
Is that Embracer Group? Is that where they're
no,
housed?
so they're the company that was working on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
had to take it away from them because of how
right.
poor of a job they were doing with it. And to Aspire's credit, this is their first game because they've only done remakes of remasters of old games because they remastered like the Jedi Knight games for Switch. They did like Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for Switch. They did a lot of they're a porting studio. They haven't really developed their own game before. So this is their first game. And it'll be interesting to see how it turns out because I don't have a lot of faith in them because their ports are not that great. So
yeah.
All right, so off to a good start here on the Direct.
Yeah, off to a great start. We had all those weird little announcements. The Splatfest thing we've already touched on. The first hype announcement was a W for your boy. Detective Pikachu Returns was here. Y'all, I am so excited about this. I love the first Detective Pikachu, and to see like it took me a second. Like it wasn't until I actually saw like Tim and Pikachu sitting there that I believed what it was.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite 3DS games. Having this finally, they've been talking about this. They announced this in like 2018 or something.
Yeah.
I've been every Direct we come into, I just foolishly predict that this game is going to be there, not realistically thinking it will be. But here it was, man. I can't wait.
It looked good. I'm actually genuinely interested in this game. But
this was October
6th, I think.
That is its one downside is it's coming out in October and literally the week after Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty and
oh my gosh, dude. I actually need like a visual of like a calendar, like the days of the week and just like the little icons of what games are coming out. Like it's loaded. It'll be almost like a game a day in October. And not just like any games, like these are big deal games like that are vying for your attention. I'm with you, Seth. I think this looks so good. I don't know if there was ever pushback on the voice back then or like what Detective Pikachu. I think it's amazing. I think it's great.
So much. My favorite thing about Detective Pikachu is actually just the way that the Pokemon like exist in this world. Like the little shots of like the Politoed singing karaoke and like the milkery that works at a coffee shop. You know, I love
amazing.
It. Yeah.
I'm
only depressed it's not Danny DeVito who's doing the voice. But I will add, Sean, this game comes out 4 days before Forza. So please be
like
there you go.
I gotta book off all of October. Like that's just the way
it's looking like
it. Gosh. Oh, I can't afford it. I got no time to play it being an adult. Oh man.
Yeah.
It stinks.
I can't wait.
We're just gonna get into a big bummer by the end of this. We started out like this is the Direct of Dreams, and then like reality sets in. Like
no time to play it.
Yeah, no time and no money to buy all these games.
The gif of the guy opening his wallet and just going like, God, like it's my. It's so good.
But so the next one though, the one that everybody is freaking out about, Super Mario RPG,
unbelievable.
Completely remade in a whole new engine. Again, this was leaked. Like there were rumors and people talking about this online in the days leading up to the Direct. So there was a little bit of an inkling that it might be this. Some people thought maybe it's Chrono Trigger, but it was Super Mario RPG, and like this looks unbelievable, y'all. It looks so good.
It looks pretty darn good. Let me tell you what. I mean, I was worried when I heard the rumor that it was going to be Mario RPG because the first one is so timeless in so many ways. Like you can go back and play that game now and have a fantastic time with like zero issues. Like it's whether it's from the visual standpoint, because they chose a really smart visual style when putting together the original game, to the music, to the way that game plays. Like it's one of those games that I feel doesn't need a remake. And yet somehow they won over me, the cynical critic, when it comes to these type of remakes with this trailer. So I'm actually pretty excited about this one. Mario RPG is a fantastic role-playing game. And I can't wait to see how this one turns out in November. Like I think
Yeah.
also November, one of the nice things is that there aren't a ton of games in November at the moment besides Persona 4 or Persona 5 Tactica and Yakuza at this point. So it's pretty open as far as space is concerned.
And that's like a relative thing too, right? Like that's pretty good, even just the games you just listed off in November. Like November,
but when you compare it to October, when you compare it to October or September, I think this is a good time frame for this to come out. I think.
Well, I defer to you. Like Seth brings it up. I'm like, this is a Ryan topic for sure. The only thing I would have to add, Ryan, is like this seemed untouchable. This seemed like one for whatever reason just was never going to happen. And here it is. And I like, to me, you know, when people bring up like there's rumors about all sorts of things, especially in Nintendo land. So like, sure, when they pan out, this is where the clout chasers go like, see, I told you so. It's like, if you say enough things enough times, you're going to be, you know, a blind squirrel. Eventually you'll find a nut every once in a while. So I just thought it was untouchable. I just thought this was never going to happen, not allowed in some weird way. And here it is. And I thought it looked great. And I've never played it, the original.
So
I've never played it.
I've always thought like if they were ever going to remake either this or Chrono Trigger, like this was much more likely than Chrono Trigger. Because Chrono Trigger is kind of the main reason why we have never really seen like a re-release of it, besides the Steam version, I think is the newest version of it, is because there's this, you know, giant legal entity that owns multiple parts of Chrono Trigger. So it's like, it's much harder to relicense that game, which is why.
How does that stuff happen? I just heard a story. It might have been on PSVG. Somebody saying that like there's different groups who own various parts of Jason, like the horror movie. Like somebody owns like Baby Jason.
Well, because there's the writer of the first Friday the 13th that owns Jason the character based on the contract he signed for the first Friday the 13th, and then there's the movie studio that owns the Friday the 13th IP.
That's stupid. That shouldn't be allowed. That should not be allowed. Damn, this is why people don't like lawyers. Okay, like that whole
that's true
stereotype. I mean, I think it's fine. We all need them, and if that's what you do with your for a living, all power to you. But there's a whole thing. So the lawyer got eaten in Jurassic Park, Ryan Turford. The lawyer got eaten in Jurassic Park. Right off the can.
For sure.
It's true.
Why, like when we started hearing these rumors, I thought if one of these was going to get announced, it was Mario RPG. And it makes perfect sense. Like, again, I think this is a great game to remake. I think a lot of people have missed out on this one because, to your point, Sean, like when, other than buying this on Wii Virtual Console, like it hasn't really been available on anything else besides the Super NES Mini. Like that was the other way you could get this. So
that's not too bad. I mean, it's not like it's nowhere.
I'm not saying it's not anywhere, but I'm also saying it's not super common. Like it's not something that has really been re-released in the last 10 years, even at this point. So I think like this is a good good get for Nintendo, and I can't wait to check out more. And for those
coming
who have,
soon,
for those that haven't played this, by the way, if you have played the Mario and Luigi series, like those were kind of like the sequels to Mario RPG. So they play very similarly to how this plays. So
Mario RPG like laid the groundwork for all of that stuff. When Paper Mario was initially just going to be Super Mario RPG 2. Yeah, like it spun off into all these different Mario RPG franchises. So yeah, this is awesome, and like the treatment's beautiful. Like I love the new engine they have for this thing. It reminds me of the Link's Awakening, remake, like where it's like you don't need to do too much to it, but it just looks so clean, and like they've just taken the visuals. And I was reading some of my favorite stuff post Directs is actually just like going online and seeing the dialogue around some of the stuff. So like, not only is Yoko Shimomura coming back for the rearranged score, and it's fantastic, amazing, but they've also notated like the people involved with this are clearly like intimately familiar with the design of it, because little things that you couldn't make out in the original game are now present. Like, in this like box of toys, there was a Discoon in there that you couldn't make out before. And, little stuff like that. I can't wait to play this, man.
Also, I'm really interested to see how many of the old references will be back from the original game, because there were references to other Square Enix IP in the original game, as there were also references to other Nintendo IP. So I'm wondering how much of that actually crosses over into this game, like how much they're working with Square on this in any way, or if Square has any input in what they put in the game. Like, that's going to be an interesting how they change things around that. But so far so good, man, with this game. I can't wait.
Well, if the box art is any indication, Ryan, I think a lot is going to carry over. As I have learned, many people have told me on the internet. I had commented, I saw El Babin's post, this is what the box art looks like. I'm like, that is absolutely terrible. It just looks
shame
brutal.
on you, Sean.
Yeah. And I guess it's basically what the box art was on the first
actually,
game.
No,
actually,
the
that's
box
what they
art for
did
the first game is
time.
actually pretty good.
No,
but
it's the same.
The original Super Famicom, the Super Nintendo box art is pretty good, but the original Super Famicom, Sean, is the blank white one.
Yeah,
White
I was
background.
gonna say, because the Super Nintendo one has Peach, Mario, and Bowser on it, and then there's this castle with the sword on it, and there's like scary clouds in the background.
I bet
Like,
there'll be a
looks
reversible art. I bet they'll do that.
Yeah, I want that. I want that.
They did that
please.
with Metroid Prime, so they
Yeah.
might do that with this too.
I think it's fascinating, you know, as I'm reminded on a daily basis because my knees crack and my back aches, that I am of the older persuasion. You know, I'm getting up there in age. So when they drop something like this, Super Mario RPG, like, there's only so many of us who were around when the original game came out. It's a long time ago. This reference and dropping it in such a way that it lands as a big deal. I thought they did a really good job kind of talking about this, like kind of letting you know this is an old thing and it's being brought back the way the graphics kind of they did that thing, but they even talked about it in this way that I think acknowledged a lot of people who play Switch now didn't have a Super Nintendo. They don't know what this is, but for oldies like us, we knew what we were seeing, you know? So I just thought that's an interesting place that we find ourselves in when bringing some of this old stuff to the current landscape. They do a good job of that.
I remember seeing that box at Blockbuster, and like that, I think that's how I learned what RPG meant. Like the fact that it's called Super Mario RPG.
I know.
You know?
I've been thinking about that too. Like, this name that's a weird name.
Well,
Very
it
on
had
the
a full
nose.
title was Super Mario RPG: The Legend of
Stars.
7 Stars.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not just that condensed, but you know, that's the short version of it. But yeah, like, I imagine a lot of people learned about RPGs from this game. It might have been a lot of people's first RPG, you know, growing up back then. Because, you know, I told this story on the RPG Cave before where, you know, back in the day before the internet existed, like, we went and rented Genghis Khan on the NES, which is not an RPG. It's like a Romance of the Three Kingdoms style strategy game on the NES. And the guy at the rental store told us it was an RPG. So we thought all RPGs were like Genghis Khan on the NES.
Amazing.
And it wasn't until I got Sega Channel when they had a section for RPGs in there where then I tried other games. I'm like, oh, those are RPGs. And this guy at the rental store is an idiot. So because he made us not play RPGs for the longest time because we did not like Genghis Khan. We returned it after taking it home for half an hour.
And just like we have to explain to some of the younger members of the audience what Super Mario RPG was, Ryan, you may also have to describe to the younger listeners and viewers what a rental store is.
Well, Sean, it's a store that you go to, usually owned by a company like Blockbuster or, you know, a local mom and pop shop.
Mom and or pop.
It allows you to walk in, peruse their selection of games that you can then bring home in exchange for money that then you return after a certain number of days.
It's kind of like a library that you pay for.
Bit. There you go. Now you get it.
Now you got it. That's the ticket.
I like it.
Yeah.
Super Mario RPG.
Big deal. Very, very good. And I will say too, y'all, like, for people who are maybe jumping into this for the first time, probably my favorite thing about that game is how breezy it is. It's like a 20-hour RPG,
easy,
like 20,
breezy.
25. You just go in. It's not like some overly long 100-hour epic, you know? And I like it.
This is like I'm having like do you guys ever watch America's Got Talent and they have like the golden ticket and that person gets pushed through to the live rounds? Yeah. This is my buzzer for my second voucher. I only have one digital voucher left. I think this is the one. I got to talk it over with Chelsea, with my wife. To see if I don't know what her take is on this. If we need to be like sharing this and whatever, then we'll get physical. But I think this could be the one. But regardless, day one. This is an absolute day one. Get out of my way. I will push small children out of the way to get to the front of the line. Yeah. And dude, whatever. They weren't even around when the first game came out. So what are you doing in line anyways? You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I mean, yeah, for me, it's a slam dunk. Like easy peasy.
Amazing.
Like, that's a Ryan Turford game if I've ever seen one.
I love it.
Video
games are awesome, dude.
I'm going to get that physical. So
give us some amiibos for this stuff too, dude. Like, give us some.
Who's to say they won't at this point? Then Gino will finally have that an amiibo, and people can shut up about Gino at this point.
All right.
You're not wrong, Ryan. You're not wrong. Well, Sean, we touched about on this a little bit before you got here, but I'm curious what your take is. We danced around the Princess Peach game, the little brief teaser we got of the dedicated Princess Peach game, not to be confused with the Nintendo DS Super Princess
Peach. Mm-hmm.
What did you make of this one, dude?
Can I be honest? And this is like, I don't know, Ryan, I wasn't able to listen to your stream, and Seth, I couldn't be in two places at once. When they were first revealing Super Mario RPG, it showed Princess Peach, and then she kind of got all dolled up, like the visuals got better. And I thought that's what they were alluding to then. Like, I don't know if it was obvious to you that you were seeing Super Mario RPG. To me, I didn't understand.
That's how that game actually starts.
Okay, so you would have recognized that.
I knew it right away.
Okay,
watching the direct.
I did not, because I'm a big dumb idiot, and we didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up. So yeah, I actually thought the RPG was Super Princess Peach 2 or something like that. And so for that to happen right afterwards, I thought was great, because yeah, that's a weird thing to be stranded on DS. You know, like that's a long time ago. And why not? You get 14 different Kirby games on Nintendo Switch alone, and no Peach game. Like,
what are you trying to say about Kirby, Sean? Kirby's great.
I'm just saying, like, it's not equal. You know, it's just there's a discrepancy here. And Princess Peach, like, she's a big deal, and also, like, she was great in the movie too. So I thought, timing wise, this is really cool.
Well, I definitely think, just to circle things around again, I don't think this is a Super Princess Peach 2. I think this is a different game.
It's a Peach game, sure.
Which is awesome. Yeah. That's what I'm actually excited for. Like, I can't believe it's been this long since we've had a Peach game where Peach is the main character, which is awesome. I can't wait for this. But I want to lower, like, the thing Seth and I talked about in kind of the earlier in the show was just, we just don't know enough about it at this point to get too excited,
nothing
because we don't know the genre of game that this is. We don't even know what it's
I kind of like it.
We don't like all we know is she can dress up as other things and she walks around. So I'm curious to learn more. I'm curious to learn more about this one, because I'm excited. Again, if they have Princess Peach in her own game, that gets Ryan Turford excited.
Well, this is opposite of what everybody gets upset with, like Xbox or PlayStation or other showcases about, where you get the game and the title, you get like the logo, and people really hate when that happens. This is the other side of it. It's like, here's a character in a game that is being in development right now. Like, what? And
it'll come out sometime next year, guys.
So weird. I love that so much. No title, no genre, platform, like really specificity on much at all. Other than this character is in it, and I hope you're excited about it. Give us more of that, Nintendo. That's awesome. Well, who else could get away with that? Like,
no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, nobody. Can I be honest, y'all? Like, this is such a good example of like, and it almost makes me like this direct. And I overthink everything, but this direct was like a little bit of a self-reflection for me, because I felt myself becoming cynical and jaded with Nintendo, you know, like becoming very just sort of like coming into this. I was like, like whatever, like this. I mean, you look at our predictions, right? They're very like, whatever, meh. And like, I came into this thing, like not expecting anything left of center, nothing that's going to surprise and delight me. And here it is, even though it's 30 seconds of like something we barely got a sense of what it actually is. But like, look, we're getting a Princess Peach game. Like, we for so long have had this sense of like complacency or safety from Nintendo, boring, stagnant, you know, and that's not like, this direct was like, no, like that's not what is happening at all here. We've got this. Look at like the direction that 2D Mario is going in. Like, we are willing to still do weird stuff, you know, and we are still willing to bet on that horse. Like, we're still willing to say, you know what, screw it. We make the trends. We're Nintendo, you know, we're willing to back the horse of a female-led Princess Peach game especially beyond this movie that just came out, where she is like such a great role model for young girls. Like I get emotional thinking about it.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
Dude, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm the only thing that could go wrong on this, because I obviously agree with every sentiment, every syllable that you just said, is now we get to now our imaginations can run wild with like what this could be. Yeah, and so like what if it's like a mobile game? You know, or what if
walking simulator? What if it's just a walking simulator?
Like what if they like, oh, Princess Peach finally gets her game and it's like tending to a garden.
Yeah,
or something terribly stereotypical.
Or it could be that time we finally got our first Britney Spears video game in the form of Britney's Dance Beat on the PS2, a rhythm game with 4 songs in it.
Oh
wow,
4 songs.
Oh yeah, because the songs would have been too big. Like the file sizes on them would have been too large.
No, because they could fit they fit like 100 songs in Guitar Hero 2 on PlayStation 2. But but because it's the same console, but Britney's Dance Beat. 4 songs.
That's hilarious.
4, and you played the same 4 songs over and over again.
Oh. What else? How many songs has Britney Spears got? You know what I mean?
More than 4, Sean.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was low. It was there.
Don't make me break out James Cameron's Dark Angel Season 1, now available on DVD again, Sean.
Well, hopefully the Mystery Princess Peach game is good, but yeah, nice.
Yeah. Well, the next thing we saw was another very brief look at Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon coming next year to Switch, which we kind of touched on a little bit already. But one thing that was funny was they had at the end of that, like Koizumi and Takahashi were like, look at all the Mario games.
Dude, I know, because I even said to myself, I guess that's all the Mario games we're getting. Like they didn't, dude, they do it on purpose. They're so smart. They know exactly why they said that. To lead up to the surprise at the end, because I'm like, I guess no 3D, no 2D Mario. I have to check. I don't even know which games we blind picked, Ryan, for Mario. Did we pick 3D
for
in fantasy with the trophy room?
We didn't blind pick any of them. You blind picked Mario 3D game in the Carpool Gaming Host League, which I think you still have at this point.
Yeah, I think I do.
But we didn't pick any of those up until after.
Well, fantasycritic.games now works, so
it does work now.
Shout out to that dude who runs that whole site, man, because today was a rough day for that certain service, man. Just totally broke it down.
Getting hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we had a couple of small things after that. I know that there are a lot of people who really love Gloomhaven. That's coming September 18th. We got our obligatory Just Dance section. Ryan, are you into this Silent Hope game?
Not
are you
really.
Into this?
I was at first excited, and then the more and more of that game, I was like, yeah, I'm not excited about this. I mean, it's one of those games where it's like, this is a game that I wait till it goes on sale before I try out. Like it's an action RPG from Xseed, and I think they make good games. But it's not one that I'm like chomping at the bit to play or anything like that. Because it looks like it looks like more of a budget RPG, which is kind of an Xseed's thing. But it was definitely like a down moment as far as a lot of the other RPGs and stuff we saw on the show.
Yeah. That's where I'm at too. Sean, are you interested in that whatsoever? Nope. Probably not.
I'm dropping
you
games.
Got RPG in the name.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
figured.
Good.
Yeah. I sent you a note about fantasy, Sean, if you didn't see it already.
Yes, indeed. But I also still need to compete with you. We got Carpool Gaming Host Fantasy. We got Carpool Gaming League B as well. Man, holy cow! League A also, but that's not mine. It's
because I'm running shop over that league.
Damn.
At this point.
Oh my goodness. Why I scored a negative 11 points with the Redfall on mine, and yes, I did blind pick mainline 3D Mario. Yeah, but I did get Mortal Kombat 1 in there somehow. Look at that.
There you go.
All right.
Neat.
Did good with that. Neat. Okay, we got Fae Farm, which, that's a Lachlan thing. I don't think any of us really have too much commentary.
If she
on
was here, we would give Lachlan the floor to tell us all about it.
Yes.
But we are not the Fae Farmers, Seth.
No, for sure. We got Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged was here. Kind of cool.
It was
Looks kind of neat.
It was there. I mean, I don't know. Sean and I just are not feigning enthusiasm because neither of us liked the first game.
No, and I played it. I
really
gave it a try. I did not like it.
Yeah.
What they told you is what you get. Like, use your creativity to find shortcuts and make your own tracks and everything. It's like, I don't know. It didn't feel like the racing was very good. And
honestly, Seth, I'm just going to throw this out here. I was more excited by the news that Chocobo GP finally got re-released as a version of that game with no microtransactions and with all the content unlocked than I was for seeing Hot Wheels Unleashed 2.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm excited about that too, actually.
Yeah.
Next thing we saw was Manic Mechanics, which is Overcooked but cars.
Yep.
Basically. So that's kind of cool. I believe the first shadow drop of the show was the Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope DLC 2, The Last Spark Hunter, a shadow drop here at the show, which I feel like nobody's talking about. That's a pretty big deal to get that as a shadow drop.
Definitely a big deal. Cool. I think it's interesting, kind of showing up at the same direct as Super Mario RPG. You know, like I don't know, maybe they're different. But I feel like Super Mario RPG just totally overshadowed it.
Yeah.
And like, because this one, especially the second game from Ubisoft, is way more Ubisoft, way more Rabbids than Mario. And it seems like it's just going further and further into that direction. So yeah, I get a little bit more disconnected with that game as time goes on. I enjoyed it while I played, and I know if I were to play that DLC, which I'm almost positive I have access to, I'm sure I'll have fun playing it. And I don't know what it is that might have a mental barrier to get over with that. And I think that's really dumb. I just want to try to acknowledge that verbally here. Cause
I'm just not chomping at the bit to go play it because I'm waiting for the Rayman DLC to come out. Yeah. Because then at that point, all the DLC packs will be out at that time. And then that's, I think, the time to go back and play all of them at once kind of thing. Cause I have the gold version that has all the DLC. So I will be able to play that when it comes out. And none of that, I'm just way more excited for Rayman in particular because I like Rayman as a character.
For sure.
I think that is what I'm kind of waiting for this. So that's why I'm not also as excited about this announcement because I'm waiting for that DLC to come.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, I think too. I think they took too long with it. I think that
I agree.
You know, this game came out last October or something like that.
It was October of last year. Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here knocking on a year before getting something like this, and I think that's a little too long.
Getting closer and closer to the busy season, maybe of all time. Also, what wasn't here, and I would have thought this was an absolute given. I know a lot of people were talking about this in the Discord. Tears of the Kingdom DLC.
Nope.
Because I wasn't on the show with y'all yesterday. I actually kind of knew they weren't going to do Tears DLC because I think it's too soon.
Well, la-di-da. If it's not Lockleaf, it's Ryan Turford with the Ivory Tower. And
hear me out. Hear me out. It's because I feel like it's too new for them to announce the DLC now. They'll announce it at the next direct. Kind of like what happened with Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild's DLC, it came out like the game came out in March, and they didn't announce the DLC until the Game Awards that year. Which was December.
True. I could have seen them though. I could have seen it as like, and again, this is what I was talking about earlier. I came into this direct very cynical. Like I was expecting them to be like, here is a vague teaser of the DLC, but hey, you can go ahead and give me $30 right now for the expansion pass.
Totally.
And you can get a shirt, in Tears of the Kingdom or whatever for doing it. Like that's what I thought we might see, but that isn't what happened. We instead got some amiibo, which both look great, of Zelda and Ganondorf.
Yeah.
And they look awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want those amiibo.
Those are thirst trap toys. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You better believe
it. They know exactly what they're doing. They saw people react. And and you know what, Seth, we actually asked for this maybe on the last show or just last week or something like that. Like we wanted more amiibo. People actually misunderstood how we were they thought that we were trashing the current amiibo for Breath of the Wild, and it's not that figure. It's just that that's the only one. We wanted more. Here we are. You're welcome, everybody. Like another Carpool Gaming Nintendo Drive manifestation.
We did it.
Y'all manifested.
Congratulations,
man.
Congratulations to us. We did it.
Good. Go us.
Go us, man. Ryan, are you into the Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince Are you tracking this?
So
tell me about this.
Dragon Quest Monsters, for folks that don't know, was a series that started on it goes back before the DS, but it became very popular on the DS. And it's basically just Dragon Quest Pokemon, where essentially you're going out in the world and you're catching monsters from the Dragon Quest universe that you use in battle, because your character is cursed. They talk about this in the trailer. Is cursed where you can't actually harm the enemies. So you actually get the monsters to fight for you. So it's very much Pokemon where you're fighting other monsters in the Dragon Quest universe. You're capturing them so you can find other monster tamers in the Dragon Quest world. This is a series that a lot of people really like. I've never given it a try, but Garrett is a big fan of Dragon Quest Monsters.
Okay.
So he's been speaking the praises of this. And ever since because they announced a long time ago, this was actually at the Dragon Quest anniversary show when they announced Dragon Quest 12 and then the Dragon Quest 3 HD game. They announced there that a new Dragon Quest Monsters game was coming, and it took until now for them to finally reveal it. So I think this is a big release because I know a lot of Dragon Quest fans are looking forward to this one. Or if people out there who haven't given this a try, if you like Pokemon, I think you will actually probably really dig these games. So
nice.
I do think that this is a good announcement. I'm personally not super excited about it because I'm not into that style of game. But I think it looks cool and I think people are going to be pretty excited about this one.
Yeah. Sean, did this appeal to you whatsoever?
Nope.
Didn't think so. Yeah. I'm familiar with Dragon Quest Monsters, but I wasn't really tracking this one either. We got a little Pikmin block. Not only did we get some new information on Pikmin 4, and it looks great, but we also got afterwards the shadow drop of Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch, which I didn't see coming at all.
I don't think anybody did.
Like, what?
Lincoln did. My son did. He asked for it.
Oh,
yeah.
Called it.
He's been playing Hey Pikmin on his 2DS recently.
Let's go.
So yeah, that's another carpool gaming manifestation.
Nice.
Right there.
I think that goes
Well
outside
done.
the carpool gaming. I think that's a Lincoln manifestation. Yeah.
So, he's the future.
You should be
Oh,
pretty
that's true.
concerned.
That's true.
Nintendo's like wired your house or something. They're
It's
tapping
also
in.
true, Sean.
Actually, I am
They're watching this broadcast right now, Seth. The Nintendo ninjas are onto us.
The hands on the katanas.
That's why we don't get
Yeah.
any games early.
We
Because
now
they
understand the real reason. But
They're tuned into the waifu
so then, real talk. Then, did either of y'all pick up Pikmin 1 and 2? Are you guys excited?
No, I'm waiting on the physical, Ryan. I'm waiting on that physical.
Ooh.
September
Yeah.
22nd. I'm gonna grab that.
That's a long ways away. That's on the other side of summer, dude.
That's-
It's the Metroid strategy. They did the same thing with Metroid Prime Remastered.
Was Metroid
you
that
know?
far away though? I feel like it was only like a
was 2
couple
months.
weeks.
It was 2 months.
It was
Was
like
it really?
Oh no, hold on. No, it was definitely less than that. You're right.
It was less than
only
that.
A couple weeks. Yeah.
It was like 3 weeks, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah, it was like shipping time, like basically. It's like
Yeah.
they're mailing them out now.
because Seth, I thought about getting the physical version right away, but then I saw, it's coming out the same day as Mortal Kombat. I will wait. And
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like Doom and Animal Crossing coming out on the same day. Pikmin and Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. Like, I love that
The
so
crazy
much.
thing, Sean, is that's not even the only thing that's coming out that day as well. We got Eternites coming out that day.
Wow.
2 days before Liza P is out, and then Payday 3 and some other stuff are all
Amazing.
out that week,
Ridiculous.
Here's I have to talk to Chelsea. My wife is the Pikmin fan. I like Pikmin as well, but she adores it, and she's actually quite good at it as well. Need to talk it over with her. My only thing about this, and what really surprises me about the physical release date, just again knowing that they did it much quicker with Metroid, is that's well after Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Right. So like, are you gonna want to go back to 1 and 2? Like, it seems like this would be a better primer, but I don't know. Maybe you don't want to get burnt out on Pikmin before the new one comes out. I don't know what the right way to do this is.
I think the people who care about that will buy it digitally. You know,
Yeah,
like
That's true.
and I think that pushing it to September is the collector's move, and it's also so that like people who, to your point, if they were to release it physically in 2-3 weeks like they did with Metroid, well, that's when Pikmin 4 comes out.
Yeah,
Pikmin
keeps
4
it
is a
totally
month away.
clear of each other. Yeah, and the boxes are going to look similar. I'm sure. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But I mean, at this point, the entire Pikmin franchise is under one roof, except for the spin-off.
That's awesome.
On 3DS,
No Hey Pikmin.
Yeah.
No, hey, but you need the second screen for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they'll find a
Yeah.
way.
Very crucial.
I mean, the Capcom found a way with the Mega Man ZX collection with
that little
those
mini screen, you know, the bottom right. But I'll be honest, y'all, like I've been a little like soft on Pikmin 4. I'm with you, Sean. Like I like Pikmin. I don't love Pikmin. Like I've always felt like there's a bit of, I felt like I should like Pikmin more than I do.
Yeah.
But like this one just continues to look fantastic every time we see it.
Pikmin is the one of Nintendo franchises, I think, that kind of like pushes back on you. Like it really makes you think in a way that many other games don't really. Like it's that real-time strategy kind of vibe to it that I think maybe that's what keeps it from being super mainstream. It's really cute and just masterfully designed. Like this is game design. If you have an appreciation for that sort of thing, that might get you out of your comfort zone of not playing a cozy game or it's kind of cozy, I suppose, but stressful cozy. Like you're not gonna want to leave these Pikmin behind.
I mean, we saw the beasts when it turned night and
the red eyes
lit up all red and stuff.
Yeah.
They're scary looking, but you got that cute doggo on your side.
Yeah,
Ochi. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Give me a nice Ochi amiibo. Come on, Nintendo.
The reason I also brought up why I wanted to know if you guys picked it up because I have never played a Pikmin game before.
Oh, Ryan, you'd love it. You would love it. I would actually really enjoy you playing it. I'd love to see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like I have, for example, I have Pikmin 3 on Wii U because I got it for free because for owning a Wii U. But beyond that,
they were doing that.
Yeah, they had that promotion where you got to pick one of 4 games, and they're like,
"Please buy our system."
I own all the games except for Pikmin 3, so I'm guessing I'm getting Pikmin
desperation.
3. But never played it on Wii U because I heard it ran like crap on the platform, so I never went and played it. So I've never played Pikmin before, so I think maybe Pikmin 4 is the time I play it rather than playing the old games, or maybe I play the old games first. I don't know what I do.
Well, I mean, it looks great. Like I'm really into it. I like we saw the new glow Pikmin. You can actually go out at night now and kind of fight back a little bit. I thought was pretty cool. I can't see points out in the chat Pikmin depths.
I love that.
I was just hearing in my mind that when you go like into the depths in Zelda.
Oh yeah, totally. I know exactly what you mean. I've totally been to the depths.
Every Zelda game is all about the depths. That is the theme we're seeing this year.
You know what I would say? My last comment on Pikmin here is I'm really loving that Nintendo is giving it the time and space to really succeed. I think like giving it a little boost with 1 and 2, a little bit of extra hype. Miyamoto, of course, made his own shirt for it, so that's a big deal. Right. But this isn't like an ARMS followed up very shortly by Splatoon 2 kind of thing. Like it's not being sent out to die at all. Like this is as good a chance as a series like Pikmin has at success, and I'm all for it, man. I'm glad Nintendo is doing this. They're not throwing it in the middle of crazy season in the fall or anything like that. Yeah. You know,
or like the GameCube launch when the first one came out, where you had Rogue Leader and you had Luigi's Mansion. They both overshadowed Pikmin when the GameCube first launched. So
yeah, it's a very unique series. Like for anybody who feels like you're playing the same thing over and over again, Pikmin it's Nintendo weird. It's Nintendo taking on a genre that others do very, very differently. As always, I don't know. Like if you appreciated what Splatoon did for shooters, I think you'd appreciate what Pikmin does for this real-time strategy kind of vibe. Yeah, and even saying it RTS, like it's not the vibe. Like I don't, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. It's RTS-esque in the way that Aliens Dark Descent that I talked about with you earlier today, Sean, is RTS light.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. That's the way I look at it, because both of them seem like they play very similarly to each other. So that's why I actually like the thought process was there.
Oh, there you go. Starthena and Shelly Lou in the chat pointing out Wild at Heart is Pikmin like, and I just picked up Wild at Heart, so I will be
there. You go.
Maybe get my Pikmin like on this spring and summer. Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Well, we got a demo coming next week as well.
Good call.
Pikmin 4.
So maybe that's what I do. Maybe I wait till the demo for Pikmin 4 comes out, and that's where I start.
Do a demo.
I decide whether I want to play the old games or not.
Do a little demo. Yeah. Well,
we
got
play with Ochi.
Yeah, play with Ochi. We from there we got, and I know y'all talked about this on the Xbox Drive a little bit, but Metal Gear Solid: The Master Collection Volume 1.
I am
coming
to
Switch, baby. I am so excited for this. I know y'all are playing on Xbox, but I can't wait to play this.
Well,
on
Seth,
Switch, man.
Did you see what the space requirements are for this game on Switch?
Like
where
50 gigs or something.
It's literally 50 gigs. There's 2 gigs of it on the cartridge, and then you have to download 20, and then you have to download 25 gigs, And then from there, if you want all of the videos for the extras, it's another 30 gigs on top of it.
Absurd.
I
mean,
it.
it's absurd.
Yeah,
so dumb.
But that's the way it's going to be on other consoles too. So it's like, but yeah, that honestly, and you guys are going to laugh. That was one of my favorite announcements from the show, was the Metal Gear Collection. That is something I have been stoked for ever since they announced it at the PlayStation Showcase a couple of weeks back. And learning when it's coming out, learning what's in it, and getting to see some of the other things they're putting in the collection, like the behind the scenes stuff, like the soundtrack player, like the fact that you have the 2 NES games in there, which we didn't know about. Like, oh my God, this collection is perfect. And you know, I said that when we talked about it earlier today, Sean, on Xbox Drive. Konami's been killing it with the collection game.
Yes.
They've put out really fantastic collections, whether it's the Castlevania Advance collection, the Cowabunga collection, the other Castlevania collection, the Contra collection. Like all of those have been really great, with great extra features and emulation. And there's a lot of care put into these, and I can't wait to see the Metal Gear Collection and the care they're putting into this, because I think this is going to be awesome. Whether you play it on Switch or other consoles, I think this is a slam dunk for any Metal Gear fan, including myself. Like, I'm stoked for this.
Cannot wait. Bring it on. Also, Sean, Vampire Survivors.
Oh my gosh, the game of the show. Oh man. And
August
Ryan,
17th.
4-player co-op. We were just chatting about this. How many players are going to be on couch co-op for Vampire Survivors? 4 players. What a dream. Everybody should be playing Vampire Survivors. Ryan, you should be playing Vampire Survivors. Seth, you should be playing Vampire Survivors. Everyone in the chat,
Dave
you
Moore.
guys, Dave Moore, finally, please, Dave Moore from the Snack Network, pick up your Switch. Get this game. It's so good. This is arcade goodness. This is a video game-ass video game. There's no 40,000 different ways to solve your puzzles and like going in. There's no depths. There's no 14,000 square feet of nobody. Like, this is just pure fun, arcade goodness. Vampire Survivors coming on Switch, the perfect platform for Vampire Survivors, by the way. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm gonna fall over here.
Having that thing on Switch?
Ryan, stop. No.
I've played it before, but that's what Dave said to you when you gave that whole
Oh my gosh. Vampire Survivors.
I felt like I needed to invoke Dave Moore here.
Right.
Yeah, Dave Moore.
That's so funny, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yarden or Jardin, if you like.
Jardin, what's
says
up,
that this would have been an awesome shadow drop. I agree.
Yes.
It's not too far off though. August 17th. We're just like a little less than 2 months away from that. So that's not too far. And this game, by the way, is like dirt cheap. Like whenever this game comes, it's gonna be like $5. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's why I can recommend it to everybody. Like, it's not free to play. It maybe could look like a free to play game, but you don't want a free to play game. You just buy it and you can get the whole thing. There's no gotcha. There's no.
But it's
nothing.
on Game Pass, Sean.
Play the. Who cares? I don't care where you play it. Just play the damn game.
Just play. I don't care what you believe in. Just believe. We got Pigeon Rhythm Game, Headbangers Rhythm Royale.
Sure did.
We sure got that. Well, that was a thing.
That was a
looks
game.
Fun. It looks kind of fun. I want to talk to y'all about Penny's Big Breakaway. What's y'all's take on this? I am very excited for this.
Honestly,
I think this looks great.
This looks like the Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg successor.
Yeah,
I never thought we would ever get, and it's here.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, this again. The second they told us it's coming from the team that made Sonic Mania, instantly got my attention, because Sonic Mania, fantastic game. Even if you don't like Sonic, you have to at least appreciate that Sonic Mania, really well put together game. And they're doing a 3D platformer now, and what they showed looked pretty cool. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this one. I hope it's awesome. It's Private Division, which is an interesting
weird publisher for this one. Yeah,
I thought this
is a weird one.
This basically has Sega mascot platformer written all over it. So I'm kind of surprised that it's going through Private Division, but I am pretty excited about this one. But Seth, I could tell you are a little bit excited too, man.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for this. You got this character on like with a big old yo-yo fighting goofy looking penguins. It looks totally totally ripped out of like the Dreamcast era, you know, like I think it looks awesome. It totally, like, the movement when she jumps on the yo-yo and like scoots around, that's just Rocket Robot on wheels. Like, that's what that is. Yeah. The swinging around on the yo-yo, that's just Chameleon Twist. You know, like, some of my favorite, like, old weird platformers, kind of taking those concepts and putting this in here with, the Sonic Mania devs behind it, with T-Lopes on the music. Like, This looks great.
That's a recipe for success, Seth. Like I think that there's it underwhelmed a lot of people for whatever reason when they saw it during the showcase, but I think that's going to surprise people when it actually does.
I'm all over it.
Yeah,
I am all over it. We got an update for Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass Wave 5. Still no date, just this summer, but they're adding 3 characters to the game. None of them Kirby. Thank God.
No, we need Kirby in this gosh darn game.
Dude,
tell me how you really feel.
I am so This is like, I know I stand alone, much like the Godsmack 2002 classic.
Of course,
I stand alone on this opinion, but like I'm happy that Mario Kart is just, can it just be Mario Kart, man? Like I'm so happy that it's Petey Piranha, it's Wiggler, and it's Kamek, as the playable characters in here. Like, thank you.
Not only that, Seth, I was thinking of you as it was being revealed. I was thinking about you a lot today, to be honest.
Thank you.
But I like that the way they kind of did it was like, this character's from this Mario Kart game, and this character's from that Mario Kart game. Like the tracks, basically.
Yes.
Like it kind of made sense, and like it kind of works with the whole theme and the approach to these bonus tracks for the most part. Is they are old tracks kind of being brought to the new. So they did that with the extra characters. I thought that was great. Was I disappointed that we don't have Chris Pratt and Charlie Day and Jack Black
with the just chopped voice lines
Toad,
and the Taylor Joy?
No Toad.
Yeah, no, I am disappointed in that. But this is the one thing I'll say. Like it's a good fit, so I like it from that approach. I honestly don't think I will play as any of those characters. I think that's probably not.
I may be switching my main to Kamek, because that's a character I really like a lot. And the fact that he hasn't really been in a Mario Kart game besides Mario Kart Tour this entire time has made me very sad. So I'm actually pretty excited that Kamek is actually going to be a character here.
Kamek makes my life miserable. I don't like going anywhere near Kamek.
Like, you understand why I want to play as him, Sean, because that's
that makes sense.
That actually tracks. He's a very Ryan Tifford kind of character, right? So.
Fair. Antics in the chat says the last 2 characters are probably Paullin and Funky Kong. Calling it now. That'd be great. I would love to see that. If Paullin is not in this game, y'all, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my cool if they don't put Paullin in this.
Hold on, Seth. How would you feel that if they put Kirby in instead of Paullin? How would you feel that?
I would delete the game. I would never play it again. I'm done. I'm done. I'm over it. Over it. I'll say this though. What did y'all think of the new track they showed? Because we didn't get like the full reveal. We still don't know the date when this is coming, but we got yet again a brand new track, and this isn't even based on anything. It's like in a bathroom.
It's squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean sprint
track.
Yeah.
I think the track looks cool. I mean, sure, it's got soap bubbles and some other stuff. It's Foam Stars the track. It's exciting. But
there you go.
Beyond that, I'm actually excited. I'm for this. I mean, who cares? I just want more Mario Kart tracks. I'm still waiting for my Vanilla Lake to come back. We need Vanilla Lake from Super Nintendo to come back. But
Koopa Cape.
That, I'm okay with
Bowser's Castle from Super Nintendo. Come on, man.
Well, actually, Sean, why don't they just do a whole DLC pack that's all Super Nintendo courses? How good would that be?
Just put them all.
Well, we're already getting a bunch. Like we've got a few. We got Super Mario.
MOAR
Mario Circuit. Yeah, dude. We got Donut Plains is the one that we already got that. So everything else is gravy.
No, that's why we need Vanilla Lake, because it's better.
Everyone is here. Just all characters, all tracks. Why not, dude? Let's just do it. Star Theater, real quick around the horn. Who does everyone main in Mario Kart? I do King Boo.
Oh, it's Tanuki Mario for me.
I am maining Rosalina right now.
Okay.
But that's going to change when Kamek comes out.
Yeah, mine changes when I play with my kids. So Lincoln likes to be Tanuki Mario as well. So I like, and we both could be that. So I bounce around. I had little baby Mario. I like being baby Mario. Playing with my kids, I think is kind of funny in my own head. Like that I'm the baby. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, when Paullin comes to that game, that will be my main. Cannot wait. All right, next game we got here, Star Ocean. What is this? Star Ocean, the second story R.
We can skip this one, I think.
No, we don't need to skip this one, Sean. It's great. It's really good. Oh my God, I'm excited for this. This might be one of my most hyped things from this entire show. First of all, this game looks gorgeous, way more ambitious than I was expecting it to be, because what I was kind of expecting was basically just the re-release of Star Ocean, the second story, or it's like Second Departure, which is a remake of this game that was out on the PSP that then they ported to PlayStation 4 that only came out in Japan, but not in North America. So that's what I was expecting we were going to get here. But instead, it's like this nice mix of HD 2D with these like hand-drawn visuals. And this game looks awesome. This game already was a fantastic PlayStation 1 game, one of the best PlayStation 1 RPGs out there. Definitely the best game in the Star Ocean series, and it definitely holds up today, even if you go
totally
back to
agree.
that original game.
I was going to say the same thing.
And the combat itself, as you saw in the trailer, very similar to the Tales games. So if you like action RPG combat similar to the Tales games, you're gonna feel right at home with Star Ocean, the second story. This game looks dope, and it's easily, like, for me, my RPG heart, like, I'm so excited for this announcement, and I'm glad that they are going this ambitious with this game, because this is a game that really deserves it. But, and also, of course, as people have seen in the Discord, I'm weak and I caved and I saw there was a collector's edition and I had to have it. So
tell me about it. What comes with it? How much was it?
It has a bunch of standees. It comes with
a what? A standee?
A bunch of standees of all the.
What's a standee?
It's a
Ryan's grabbing an example.
What is this?
For example, I got these acrylic standee figures of the 4 characters from Trails from Zero.
Okay.
And it's like this, but there's 26 of them, one for every character in the game.
Wait a second. I was thinking there are 26 characters in this game.
Well, no, but there's other. Again, those aren't party members. There's some they're standees of the party members, but also other characters you meet along the way in the game.
What is the name of a shape with 26 sides? Like, what's the Octopath Traveler version of this game? Is what I'm trying to figure out. You're damn near a circle at this point.
Yeah, Ryan. But there's beyond that. There's also an art book and a soundtrack and all that stuff you'd normally get. Like that too, which is totally up my alley. But yeah, just getting back to the game itself. Again, Star Ocean, the second story, is a really fantastic PlayStation 1 game and one that still holds up today. And I just like Mario RPG, I think this is going to be a great glow up for this game. And a lot of people are going to get a chance to play this one. The nice thing about the Star Ocean games, for folks that haven't played them before, it's like Final Fantasy, where you don't need to play the other ones to play this one and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Anyone can jump into this, no problem. The stories themselves don't link together. Like the Star Ocean games have always been sci-fi meets medieval fantasy, and those worlds kind of clashing together, where you have like 2 protagonists, one that's from the world you're inhabiting, the medieval fantasy world, and one that's a character from outer space.
Nice. You and James Johnson, longtime listener of If We Ran Nintendo and a bunch of stuff, huge on this. Like, I know that there were certain RPG dorks from around the world just squealing in their mother's basements, I think. Just kidding. The art style alone, Ryan, like on top of everything else that you've said, I think the art style alone has me interested. And we were talking yesterday on the predictions episode about like what we would want the rumored Final Fantasy Tactics game to look like. It's this. That's how I want Final Fantasy Tactics to look. In a remake. It should look like this. So I saw that. I'm like, that's what I meant. I couldn't have described it, but that's exactly what I want. So yeah, Star Ocean is, for people who know it, they love it, and that captures my attention big time, man.
Yeah. And seeing it on this stage in particular, looking fantastic. Like, I think a lot of people are going to probably jump into this for the first time, which is going to be awesome news. Because again, Star Ocean is a good series. It has its ups and downs, but I think for the most part, a lot of the games are good. And it's also different from a lot of our other RPG series that are out there, because it has, again, this awesome mix of sci-fi and fantasy that blend together in ways that other games don't do. So I'm excited for this one. I can't wait.
The people who love this, man, really love it. Like, like hearing you talk about it, Ryan. Kyle Stevenson from the Trophy Room is a huge fan of this game. My co-host on All In, Eric, freaked out, like lost his cool. So
I love it.
I mean, the passion from the fans, I think, speaks for itself. But Sean, this is where you and I come in. WarioWare.
Yes. WarioWare,
move it.
Don't count me out. I got WarioWare on my shelf over there. I like the WarioWare games. I think they're great. Yes, I will say they're diminished because I don't have a family or other people around to play them with.
Sure.
But I do actually really enjoy the WarioWare games. Like I love kind of the micro mini game style. And yes, this one makes you get up and do wacky things with your arms. And
I love
I'm
it.
excited to look like a big old dum-dum waving my arms around and doing things.
And I
They
love
actually
how
have the
Yes.
inflatable
That's
wacky.
exactly why I was doing that motion, Sean. Because that's in the game.
Good.
Oh man, they could have eliminated all the other amazing games we talked about and just dropped this, and I would have thought this is the direct of my dreams. Oh my, yes, it's the one time any of us, Star Athena, any of us hope for and actually wish and want for motion controls. It's in a WarioWare game. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to bring this home. And this is one where I have to think, is this when is this one coming out? Is this October as well?
Extra Life Weekend, Sean. Is
Oh
when this comes
snap!
out.
Oh my
We
god!
put
So
it
what?
in the chat when we were watching.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
I
been
can't wait.
been a big day. It's like, should that be a Christmas present? Like that's something like as a dad now, like I have to think about those things. That some things should be saved for like Christmas presents, and you don't just like bring home a game like the day of, like the adult children that we all are right now. Like that's not how it usually is. I don't think for kids. I don't know what world we live in, but it feels wrong, but it feels so right to just get it on day one. Oh my gosh.
We're going to be playing an Extra Life one way or another, dude. I am so hyped. I want to be the guy, like if we're at the Nintendo New York store on like launch day on that Friday when it comes out, I'll buy it there. Like, and just bring it to Extra Life. Hoo-wee, I can't wait to play this.
Play it on the train.
That's going to be
yes.
People will love that. People will be like so impressed by that. But that'll be a humdinger of a day. Let me tell you what.
Damn.
It sure will. It sure will. Oh my God. I can't wait. The fact that get it together again. I love it. I was just happy that it existed at all. I was actually just playing it this week. Like I really do love that game.
It's really good.
But like to have this come out, with a full like motion control focus, taking advantage of the Joy-Con. WarioWare's always been a great display of Nintendo hardware. Like they've always taken advantage of hardware in really cool ways, and it's cool to see it finally doing that on Switch as well. It's also, they did this with Get It Together as well. It's not releasing at full price. It's going to be at a $10 markdown. I think that's awesome. Like I'm thrilled. I couldn't be more happy. Yeah.
All I'm going to say as well on this topic is I want to petition to Nintendo right now. Nintendo, you no longer need to do 1-2 Switch games. Just do more of this and
just
have this be your game where people make fools of themselves doing wacky motions with their arms. Like that's all you need. Yeah. We just need WarioWare. We don't need everybody 1-2 Switch. Do this instead. Do more of this.
I'm with you. Yep.
I'm with you.
Here.
But guys, let's get into the main event. The one more thing, the final game of this show is the thing that I have goosebumps even just thinking about it. This took my breath away. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. An unbelievable trailer that felt like it was just plucked from the dreams of like 6-year-old Seth playing Super Mario Brothers 3 on the floor of my granny's house on my Uncle Aaron's hand-me-down NES. Like I have longed, and I like the new Super Mario Brothers series. I like them.
Wait a minute. Your uncle's name is Aaron?
Yeah.
You have an Uncle Aaron like on Spider-Man Into the
I do.
Oh no.
I do. I have an Uncle Aaron.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, everything's okay for now.
Everything's okay.
I mean,
and you really look up to this
as far
person.
as I know.
Okay.
Yeah. No. And so it was just like, it was a great moment of like looking at that. And like, again, I do enjoy the new Super Mario Brothers games, but they've never been like bold or like creative like those old Mario games were, like Mario 2 and Mario 3. Like I was just playing those games. I was like, man, give me a little something, like give me a little juice, you know? And finally, like just in this trailer, just in the couple minutes of this game that we've seen, it is just bursting with creativity and life in the visuals. It is so beautiful. Like, I can't believe, I feel so fortunate to get to live in the age where this game exists. Like, I'm like, how lucky am I that I get to play a game that looks like this and has this much goofiness? I'm so excited.
Yeah. Well, we've been spending years thinking, again, like trying to disconnect ourselves from the new Super Mario Brothers and even like to Mario Maker games, where people, I think, for a long time were thinking like that's all you need. Like that's as good as Mario gets, and you can make infinite levels. And this takes it beyond just more levels. Like I feel like 2D Mario has basically just been that for probably 2 decades at this point, which is just more levels, and you want it to pop off the screen, and like you get this power up. I don't even know what the heck it was, but it doesn't change just Mario, it changes the world, and that just flips everything on its head. I like the pipes on the ground turned into like inchworms and they were crawling around, or like Mario's got these big long legs and so do the Goombas, and that looked all weird and stuff. Like that goes beyond just more grass themed ones or like in the sky or in the water. Like it goes way beyond. And of course there's elephants, and of course there's Daisy. Ryan, maybe this is where I throw it over to you. Absolutely. Like Daisy's playable. Holy crap, man.
Please inject that into my veins. Still, to Seth's point, like I actually, for folks that don't know, because I don't get to really talk about Mario that often since I'm not really on the show, I am way more excited for 2D Mario over 3D Mario every day of the week. Like that 2D Mario has always been my jam over 3D Mario, which I know is kind of blasphemous to say in some cases, but because I think part of it is just I grew up on the 2D Mario games, and I used to play those to death. I mean, the first game I ever fell in love with was Super Mario Brothers on the NES when I got my Nintendo Action set. So I always get very excited when a brand new 2D Mario game has come out. And to Seth's point, like we kind of got ourselves like in this lull of getting new Super Mario Brothers after new Super Mario Brothers, and it always just felt samey or just the same, and it felt just like more levels for new Super Mario Brothers, which then got us more excited for Mario Maker, because even though it was also more levels for new Super Mario Brothers, it was also new levels for Mario 3 and the original Super Mario Brothers and Mario World. Whereas this is a whole brand new thing, and this is exactly what 2D Mario needed to get just bring that energy back into 2D Mario, and especially because it's not just the visual style that's different, but also the gameplay very different as well. Even just the section where Mario is like going through that one section where he's like holding on to that sliding rope or whatever it was. He's sliding through the level, and how fast he's moving through the level. Like just seeing something like that and wondering what other mechanics are like that to change the flow of the gameplay, just get my juices flowing and get me very excited for this game.
Oh, so, we want Ryan's juices flowing big time.
Clearly, but
I'm right there with you.
Dude, I cannot wait to hear the entire soundtrack. I think the music they chose for this was excellent. It's a throwback in my mind to Super Mario 3 with all the little music notes, and that was a kind of a theme throughout here, like the music itself, but also like musicality in the action and then the platforming. I thought was throughout here as well. There's so much to pick apart with this. Tim All from Nintendo Dads pops in and says, "What did I miss? Start over." Happily, dude. Happily would like to talk about all these games all over again.
All right, let's go back and talk about Pokemon DLC.
All right, Pokemon was a weird start. Sonic was a weird thing. We weren't really sure how this was going. They lulled us into a,
we all chose Mint for the Splatfest. That was a group decision that we came up with.
We're all going Mint.
No.
This game is just, I mean, like, again, it's very near, like, even little things, like in the beginning of the trailer, when like Mario gets the power up, and it is just literally like in this art style, the Nintendo Power #1 shot.
Nice.
That's
yes.
exactly what it is.
Literally,
yes. And like, it's breathtaking. Like, I can't believe that we have a Mario game that looks like this, that plays like this, that has like these types of playable characters, that has like this level of creativity. Just like the new enemies that we see, like these big, weird, long, thin bullet bills that look like rifle shots, that shoot rainbows, like the big like round hippos that Mario's like bouncing around on. Like, this stuff is like, this is the reason I play video games. Like, when I fell in love with video games, it was because of this. It was because of like being totally enraptured by this world, by the weird enemies, the power-ups, the goofy suits, like the elephant suits, like that stuff like is what got me into video games, man. you know,
like we went from a cat suit to an elephant, like the most nimbly bimbly little feline to an elephant.
So
yeah,
good.
not just any elephant, Sean. What elephant in particular?
Babar. Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. We did this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sean, can I say something that would be blasphemous to Mr. Badbit if I said this?
Okay. Yeah.
This game comes out the same day as Spider-Man 2. I am more excited for this than Spider-Man 2.
1,000%.
Does it really? I didn't realize that. The same
October
day.
20th.
The balls on Nintendo, pardon my language here, but the balls on a move like that, the same day you got Mario going head to head against. I mean, everybody was thinking maybe if Spider-Man would go head to head with Starfield, like these juggernaut games coming. Oh my, like those three just off the top of my head. Starfield, Mario, and Spider-Man. The three platforms are giving everything they've got. Like, I don't think it gets much bigger than that, dude. Like, holy cow. I love it. Seth, I wanted to say this to you about this. I think this brings sort of like the wonder and a lot of the things that we love about 3D worlds so much to a 2D game without losing anything from going to like the 3D styling and direction of it all, going to a 2D game. Like that's kind of the vibe I was getting from this. And the wonder, I feel like they've only given us just a glimpse of what they mean by that. But I think that's the overall theme, like just dream like this, like it's like an acid drop. I mean, so I hear, you know, so I'm told.
I would never know.
I wouldn't know personally, but like, it's just like this world, like who knows what's going to happen. It's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the video game in Mario style. The kinetic nature of his movement, the way his hat kind of falls off and he goes back and he grabs it. Like those are things, again, from 3D World, but also I think in Odyssey as well. The elephant reminds me of the T-Rex for some strange reason. Like Mario's getting in a new space, and I am here for it, you guys, because Mario is desperately needed this. And I think for 3D games, it's a little easier for some reason to be imaginative of what that is going to look like. Visual style, I think it's difficult for 2D Mario games to really like find an identity without doing what New Super Mario Brothers did, without doing yarn versions or like these other things that Yoshi and Kirby have been doing, or even a hand like the wax crayons from Yoshi's Island. Like, what were they going to do? You can go back to years of Nintendo podcasts wanting the next 2D Mario game, unable to articulate what the visual style was going to be. And here we are, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Shelly brings up a good question in the chat. I'm wondering what you guys think about this. I'm hoping the other characters are different animals. That would be fun. What do you guys think about that idea? Is everyone going to turn into an elephant? Is it an elephant suit for Toad and Daisy and Peach? Or did they turn into different animals? What do you guys think about that?
I think they're all elephants. Yeah, because we see the actual like power up like that makes him an elephant. It is shaped like an elephant and stuff. But to that point though, I mean, like, we're only just scratching the surface. Like the amount of janky like suits that are probably in this game, like it makes me so we have seen so little of what this game is, and it is just like, yeah, it's breathtaking, man.
Can I throw a prediction out there then, Seth? There will be the frog suit will return in this game, but it'll turn you into an actual frog.
An actual frog, Mario Odyssey style.
Mario Odyssey, that was the first thing it turned into.
Yeah.
Was a frog.
Maybe
how about llama? Let's have
frog.
Emperor's New Groove up in here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Remember when all it took was to go to like a world where all the enemies and blocks were big, and we're like, what is this?
Oh my god. It's wonder.
The turtles
it's
so
wonder.
Big. It is wonder.
You know, like that's what it was. Like that word, it's the perfect word. Like for this game, like that is what we felt when we, and it, you know what it gives. And I was thinking about this when you were talking about 3D versus 2D, Sean, because the, like with Mario Odyssey, my favorite moment playing that game, there are many amazing moments, but probably the most powerful for me was when the credits began to roll, and the credits are just alphabetical, and Miyamoto is just in there with the other M names.
Yeah.
You know,
amazing.
And I was like, this is such a passing of the torch moment. And like, it feels like Mario is being injected with new life, with like
big time,
with Odyssey. And now this, like, you get the sense that the people making the games are as frustrated at the sort of stagnant nature of Mario as we have been.
Mhm.
Like it feels like the people making it are now commenting on like guys, like let's put the wonder back in Mario.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's literally what they've done. You can feel it. It's coming off of the screen.
Agreed.
It is just, this is like a dream game for me. I can't believe it exists. Like I'm sitting here, you know, thinking about Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, well, there's no way anything is topping that for me this year. And now I see this. I'm like, I get both of these in the same year. Like,
there are
what is
multiple games that are
happening?
coming
That's
for
the
Tears of the
hallmark to
Kingdom's
it.
Crown, I think.
That was 2017, Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
in the spring, and then Mario Odyssey in the fall. Like, this is amazing. We're so lucky, and hopefully, you know, I've been hearing a lot of people having some tough times out there. Work is tricky for a lot of us. For,
Mhm.
you know, life is tough, but video games, man, video, like this is so amazing. And I feel like we haven't had this. I can't remember who was commenting on this. I don't remember where it was, but just like there's a lot of positivity around games. Finally, finally, we can
Thank
just
God.
be excited for stuff. And like, especially in Nintendo land, where like when we're in this world, we're not counting frames, we're not going like, but this and blah, blah, blah. I think that I'm just seeing a lot of excitement for today's Direct, of course, for Mario as well. Maybe I'm calling out my list of haters on Twitter, but it just feels like this month, this whole like Summer Game Fest, the E3, the June of Dreams, we have lots to be excited about, and I'm here for it, man.
Regardless of what platform you play on, especially.
Exactly.
That's the key thing.
Except for PlayStation.
No, that's not true. They got stuff.
I'm just kidding. Final Fantasy dropped today, dude.
They got Final Fantasy and they got Spider-Man. That's all they need.
Like reviews dropped today. It's like a 92 or something. Oh my God.
It drops in like 13 minutes or
That's
something.
awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say
awesome.
as soon as we're done the podcast, I'm going to play it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll go buy that too.
No, why not?
Way to go, Sean.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm like overstimulated, y'all. Like I just got excited talking about it all over
Same.
again.
I'm not going to. I need to go to bed, and like I can't. There's no going to bed.
Yeah, I'm still up for 4 more hours, you guys. You can stay up until 4 in the morning if you want with me.
Oh, so good.
We can buy eShop games again.
I'm glad we did this because the other thing too, like we got together just to pull the curtain back for the listeners and the watchers out there. You know, Nintendo doesn't give us any heads up. They go like, hey, whatever you're doing tomorrow, there's a Direct. And I'm like, thanks a lot. But at that moment, we had to get together as a group and we're like, what are we doing about this? Like, well, should we delay the Nintendo Drive and just report on the Direct? Or like, we had a lot of options. I have to say, I'm really grateful to you both for being here tonight. Seth and Lachlan, I'm grateful that we did our predictions yesterday. Like, and Ryan, I'm grateful that you did the stream today. You know, like giving the community a place to hang out and also share in the joy and the excitement for all this stuff is really cool. And also just being able to have those 2 separate shows for the Nintendo Drive this week, before and after. That's how we do it, man. I think it shows us really diving into this June of Dreams, the E3 Summer Game Fest thing. Nintendo deserved it. So I'm glad this was our approach. I feel like I'm proud of our team and I'm glad everybody's been here to enjoy all this with us. If I only have one regret, is I wish we did our predictions maybe even just a day earlier, but we didn't know how the stuff was going to happen.
I was gonna say, we weren't like Game Explain, who literally had their video of predictions up the second the announcement went up because they had filmed it like 3 days ago.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean,
That
like,
right.
but whatever. We all have.
No, we didn't know any of that stuff.
No, this was great. This was amazing. So,
It was awesome.
yeah, hopefully a lot of people. Well, whether you heard our predictions before seeing the Direct or not, I think it's still an entertaining listen. Like if you're listening to this, going like, skip the predictions. Like it's. I think especially fun to hear us predict things and how it went. Like it's actually maybe even more gratifying than listening or watching before. So. Shout out to that. Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. Go us.
Us.
Quick note too, by the way, for anybody keeping score, not that we are, the points don't matter, of course, Sean, but I do just want to say, want to say that the in the Japanese Direct, Goodfield's new game was revealed. So
you've got to be kidding me.
Hashtag Seth was right about that.
How did you even, why would you even check that? Like, how does that even come up?
It cropped up on Twitter. People were talking about it. And I said, ooh la la. Look at me being right.
I'm going to have to take a look at your follow list. I'm going to have to see who you're following.
Does this mean officially that Lachlan has been decrowned for Seth, who's now the predictions champion?
for now.
Well, Seth got partial point. If it was up to Ryan Turford's rules, we'd all have 0 points.
As it should. As
true.
it should be, Sean.
But you do get partial points. Call it what you will. Partial of 12 points for just calling out Detective Pikachu 2.
I'll take it.
But there you go, man.
Yeah.
I said tactics, so I guess that's partial points for
you got no
the word
tactics there. You got
No
literally
word
nothing.
tactics. Oh,
Good
man.
times,
No Hollow
guys.
Knight Silk Song.
No Silk Song.
No Silk Song.
No,
I'll come later.
No Bill Trindon.
Sean, I don't know about you. I don't think Hollow Knight Silk Song's coming out this year. If it wasn't here,
That's what I've been
I think this
saying,
was
man.
its
You
last
guys don't
chance.
think I'm a hater. Yep.
I think you might be onto something with that, Sean.
If it does come out, it'll be a tweet from the developer saying we finally have a date and it's like December 28th. Like this, the thing about this is, Ryan, this could be this year's River City Girls, which, we'll talk about that whole I don't know why we keep talking about that fantasy. Like we should be talking about the carpool gaming community one. That's my pledge. If anybody's listening and you guys are all sick in here talk about the trophy room one, like I'm gonna stop myself from doing it. We're gonna bring up the carpool gaming community leagues because
we have to
they
put
deserve
more pressure on Court because Court's running away with it. We can't let Court win.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
In the community or in the host one?
In the host one.
In the host, yeah. Like we have lots of people we have 2 full leagues.
That's true.
In the community. So we gotta bring those ones up.
Yeah.
Next.
Although again, League A's, I'm running away with it on this one. So it's just like I don't know how interesting that is at this point, but we'll see. We'll find out, I guess.
Goodness gracious. All right. The end?
The end?
The end?
Oh
the
God,
end.
do I actually have to
The end
press
of
the
all
button
times?
to go?
I want to keep going.
Yeah.
Me too.
You guys want to start over?
Let's just
Sure.
roll it again.
Let me scroll back up here. Where's Blaze Knight's comment? Because Blaze Knight had a comment about this, saying, "Yes, please start over."
Okay.
Please
there we
start
go.
over.
Found it.
Yeah. There you go.
Agreed. Start over.
Roll it again. Another 2 hours. Let's go, baby.
Let's do it. Is it 2 hours? Oh my gosh.
You realize I'm hovering over this end stream button.
All right. Well, you got to roll is there an outro
Thanks,
video or do we just?
Oh well, I didn't know if you wanted to say.
I don't know.
Do,
Who knows?
Do that and give everybody the deek.
Yeah, deek.
Give
Give
everybody the deek.
everybody the deek. Everybody.